Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Stefan's Kitchen. This week I'm going to be doing something a little easier. It's not going to be a main dish, but a side dish. And it's something that I have never seen anybody else make around me. So, this week we're going to cook sour cream and onion potato salad. I find it's a great addition to accompany something like dinners where you have like a baked ham. Here in Newfoundland, a lot of people usually stick to mustard, vegetable, and beet salads. So this is something a little different, especially for you Newfoundlanders out there watching. So first, you're going to have to get a bunch of chopped onions. Get them all ready, try not to cry too much. And we're going to start frying them up in a pan. Use a little bit of olive oil. Butter also works quite well. Use a medium heat, as you can see here. Now let the onions caramelize for just a little bit, and while we're waiting for them to slowly cook, don't want them to burn or anything, gather your potatoes, put them on to boil in a big pot of water. Remember to salt them. You always want to have your potatoes seasoned. And by the time they start boiling up real good, your onions should be caramelized and look something along the lines like this. Like I said, you don't want to burn them. Now, something else that I like to add a little bit of texture and a little bit of, crunch and goodness in there, are these salad cravers. And basically it's just French fried onions, so yeah. And the next thing we're going to do is, once everything is ready to go, we're going to take our potatoes, and again, these are no set amounts. This is do this how you want. As many potatoes as you would use, and, as much onions as you like or dislike, or, whatever you prefer, more or less. But another thing that I'm sure someone's going to ask about, or, want to ask me about, is how come you left the peels on? Well, the thing is about vegetables is that vegetables, even, the white starchy ones like this potato, all their vitamins are usually within the peelings and stuff like that. So I try to keep them in there. Plus, it also gives texture, and I don't mind eating potato peel. That's just me. As long as they're washed and clean and good, then why not? Plus, it makes it easier than having to peel them all the time. So the next thing, as you can see, I added in a little bit of butter, just enough to get it churning around really well and to put the nice buttery flavor onto your potatoes. Because everyone knows, to any good potato salad or any kind of good mashed type of potato like this, butter is always a great ingredient to add in there. So the next thing we're going to do is grab our sour cream. And I've just used a small container, a 250 milliliter container of sour cream. So if you want to use more, go ahead. If you want to use less, go ahead. Another option is Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt is very good for this. Another option is just plain yogurt in general as well, can also work. So either one of those works quite well. And again, this is just a basic, potato salad. You can add other things to this. Cheddar would be really good. Some chives maybe. Any kind of thing that you think would go good in the salad, just throw it on in there. And remember, always make sure that you season. For something like this with a lot of potatoes, you're going to want to season it. Now, because I'm using these French fried potatoes, these cravers, they're already seasoned. So because of that fact, I don't add any extra salt to the mix. Now, for yourself, if you're not using those, you may want to do that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take all the fried onions, all those lovely caramelized onions, and you can have different textures of these. If you want to put in a little bit of raw onion, if you want to, fry up your onions with Worcestershire or maybe some mushrooms, or, maybe you like them a little bit burnt, go ahead, do it. Whatever puts the flavor in there, whatever makes you like the salad even more than you already do, or you will, believe me. You try this once, you're not going to be upset. So, of course, once everything is there and added in, stir it around. Give it a good stir. Make sure every little bit of that salad has some oniony flavor, some oniony goodness. And I'm sorry, anyone out there who says they do not like onions, I am very, very sad for you that you cannot enjoy this delicious... Oh, this is so good. Believe me, this with roast beef, or with, as we call here, a cold plate, which is basically cold roast beef or cold turkey, served with potato salads. And like I said, we usually do a mustard, a beet, and a vegetable, which is basically mixed with mayo, sugar, and, either the mustard, a beet, or a can of mixed vegetables. That's just a standard Newfoundland fare when it comes to cold plates and baked ham dinners and stuff. So, and I may have done those salads briefly for another recipe or meal that I've done. So, As you can see here, I'm adding in some of those French fried onions, and like I said, they're very seasoned, so again, this is why I'm not using any salt. But I'm going to mix them in just a little bit, not to crush them up or beat them up too much. You want to keep that texture in there as much as we can. And then once everything's actually all mixed up and good and delicious, what I like to do is, well, I'll soften it at the top, and I'll put a little bit extra on for, I guess, a little bit of presentation. So, if you guys enjoyed this recipe, please let me know down in the comments. I always love hearing from everyone when you like the recipes that I give you. So, as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time for more recipes.